The parts had all arrived, and after years of using a gaming laptop from Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, it was time for an upgrade, and I was going to build it myself. I chose the Ryzen 7 7800X 3D for its single-core gaming performance and thermal properties. With that, I needed an AMD motherboard, so I chose the Asus B650E, which had just the right amount of ports and was easy to work with. For memory, I chose 32GB of Trident Z5 with RGB for a little bit of interior lighting. On my laptop, 1TB filled up quickly, so I upgraded to 2TB of Samsung 990 Pro SSD. For my graphics card, I chose the Asus ProArt RTX 480 Super, which has just the right dimensions to fit in my small form factor case. I chose small form factor because I previously had a laptop in a small desk space and it needed to fit. So I chose the NR200P Max by Cooler Master, which is a kit. It comes with an all-in-one liquid cooler, a power supply, and fans pre-installed. It comes with a parts kit for every type of component you could possibly install. The motherboard was a beefy chunk of metal that came with a dizzying amount of connectors. On the back, I had just the right amount of USB ports for all of my flight peripherals, and there was a manual that read like an engineering diagram for how to connect everything. Since we both put my computer, I enlisted my daughter to help me put everything together. Rotate it back towards you. Yeah. Does it look like it fits? Okay, so now there we go. It's kind of sitting right in there, right? Mm-hmm. Now we want to close that lid over it. I warned her about the cover popping off for the next part, and she wanted me to do it.
Oh.
That's it.
Do I have it the right way?
Yep, you do. The RGB memory just snapped right into its slots.
I'm not sure.
There were 2 SSD slots, and we filled one of them with the 2TB drive. The motherboard has a toolless connector for the drive. I think you got it. Yep, you got it. Once all the components were in, the motherboard was easy to install, held in just with 4 screws to the case. I peeled off the backing for the liquid cooler, added a drop of thermal paste over the CPU, then attached the liquid cooler with the provided brackets from the kit. This was also the time to start doing some cable management before I installed the graphics card. The RTX 4080 was heavy, the type of thing you pick up with 2 hands. It had 3 fans and occupied 2 slots but had no RGB. The card attached to a removable bracket, the power cables were routed up to the top and connected there to the power supply, and a PCI riser cable connected it to the motherboard on the bottom. I chose the Razer Huntsman Mini for its small footprint similar to my laptop, and here is the assembled case, powered up for the first time with the RGB lighting coming on from the memory. The case comes with tempered glass or metal mesh side panels. I chose the mesh because it's a performance design intended to sit on the floor and not for show. Once assembled, it had a nice, clean, compact space with a keyboard that could slide away and be hidden in the hutch, just like my laptop. As a result, the new bottleneck for my system is my monitor, which is 2K 75Hz. But with everything in Flight Simulator set to Ultra and frame generation turned on, I get 161 frames per second in 2K, which is insane. The handful of flights that I've done so far are like playing an entirely new game, just from the level of detail that's now present. It took me about 3 hours to do the build, and I didn't know what I was doing. An experienced builder could easily do it in under an hour. This wasn't intended as a build guide, just to give you a little snapshot of what the process looked like if you're considering doing it yourself, and I encourage you to. It's not too bad. So I hope you enjoy content like this. If you do, click that like button, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for following along, and stay tuned for further flight adventures.